Hello everybody, it's Robert Cosmar of the Astrology of Life YouTube channel, Knowing Whispers Astrology, and also this channel, Knowing Whispers. Today I am very happy to be able to present to you a video entitled, How Do You Feel? And the subtitle is Finding Our Way Home. This particular video is going to be addressing the difference between feelings and emotions. Most people don't know there's a difference. Some people, if they're more sensitive or aware of the fact that they have another dimension to who they are beyond just their emotions and their thoughts, whether they're positive or negative, this video is going to address the question, are you really feeling? Do you know how to feel? And just exactly how important feelings are in terms of the experiences that we have, in our life. So, let me go ahead here and go to the first slide. Feelings are not emotions. The life we live is infinite feeling, limited by thoughts and emotions. Most people probably do not share that awareness. We identify with our ideas and our thoughts and our emotions, and we feel that that is who we are. That's all that we are. Maybe we're a part of a family. We have a family name, but they probably never really have the sense that the life that they're living is an extension of something that's greater than who they are, and that essentially our life is a feeling that exists in this world, and that it's for the purpose of experiencing things or having experiences that lead to realizations. Thoughts and emotions cloud our feelings, and they get in the way of their purity. Okay? Our infinite feelings increase as our silence grows. Okay? I wish there were adequate words and descriptions to try to describe the difference between how you know yourself emotionally and how you would know yourself through your feelings. They're two different experiences entirely. Okay? The one, the emotions, the negative thoughts and stuff, weight us down. They hold us down. When we are able to reconnect with the purity of our feelings, then infinite possibilities exist, okay? To remember, to heal, to understand who we truly are. We live in an ocean of conscious feelings, but distracted by our thoughts and our emotions. Again, it really comes back to this principle right here, is that most people are identified with their thoughts, their ideas, and their beliefs, and their emotions. And because this intense focus is so strong, they don't consider that there is more to them than just their thoughts and their emotions. And the truth of it is that there is much more. Okay? Our ego needs thought and emotion to establish an alternative human identity. Okay? We're here to grow and learn. We're here to experience the consequences of lifetimes of decisions and choices. Okay? There is no judgment by the universe on this. It simply is what it is. Okay? And we have to live with our thoughts and emotions to be able to have that learning experience. Otherwise, we would not be a part of the things that go on in this world. Okay? We must learn to be aware of feelings. This is really the beginning and the first step of your healing and of your going back to your true identity, is that we have to become aware of what we feel. Whenever you see situations regarding psychotherapy or people with psychotic breaks or people who have severe emotional and mental difficulty, it can all come back, okay, to this principle here of not being aware of your feelings, or of stuffing stuff down for years and years and maybe even centuries and lifetimes, failing to address it openly, okay, really binding up, our energies mentally, and emotionally. And the reason why you have to be aware of your feelings is because they're a barometer to measure the health of your life, okay? If you are able to openly, freely feel, you can reconnect with the higher levels of your consciousness, your higher self, okay? You can experience and taste the abundant, infinite energy of the universe, and you can become a part in its creative design. If you do not do that, then essentially you are holding on to pain. Okay, you're holding on to not only this lifetime of pain, but maybe lifetimes of pain in which you have failed to really address your fears, your inner inhibitions, your anxieties, and things of this particular nature. And this can, have serious repercussions in terms of, nervous breakdowns, things of that nature. Okay? Feelings are how we express and experience life. Life is a flow of feeling, not just thought and emotions. Okay? I'm going to go to another. Okay. We are infinity. What we are, what we want, we become aware of. Okay? Thoughts and emotions limit our experience of life. They are a heavy, low vibration, and they can be destructive. And that's kind of really what we see in this physical world. We wonder why we don't see more love, more compassion, more caring. We do, but it's not equal, and it doesn't have a consistency that works over time. What we see is a process, okay, of higher conscious realizations expressed as love and compassion, in the actions of people. And then we see the results of their fear and their repressed feelings, or the emotions, really, that are not being dealt with, okay, and the destructiveness of that. So what we want to do is that we want to become more aware of our infinite self. We want to become conscious of that, all right? Our vibration climbs higher when unburdened of thought and emotion. We become lighter within and sensitive to the higher energies of consciousness. Okay? This is the primary function of meditation, of allowing yourself to feel. Meditation is allowing yourself to feel. It's allowing you to discover your feeling nature, okay, and not relying only upon your mind and your emotions to build your own identity. A universal identity is one based upon feelings, very profound, deep feelings, not thoughts and not emotions. Okay? Infinity, or oneness, or wholeness, is the true nature of our life, but we have forgotten and are distracted by our mind and emotions. Okay? This is the duality that we live in while we are here on this planet, is that we have a choice. We can live solely with our mind and our emotions, experience, often the darker, downward spiraling of the experiences of this life, or we can transcend, okay, that by allowing ourselves to discover this other part of ourselves, this cosmic part of ourselves, which is rooted in our feelings. Okay? The title of this teaching is not actually asking, how are you feeling? But rather, are you feeling at all? And that's what I'm hoping that this video will actually do for you, is that it will ask you to really look inside of yourself and to ask, am I guided by my thoughts and my emotions primarily? Or am I open to and allowing my feelings to help me to rediscover those things that I have forgotten about myself? Okay, that unfamiliarity is what you're looking for. Okay, you can call it many things. You can call it home. You can call it your higher self. It is an experience that is available to all that turn away from just focusing upon their emotions and their thinking, and allows themselves, okay, to rise in consciousness through their feelings. Most people now are trapped in their mind and their emotions. And this is why you see so much turmoil going on in the world. So much anger, fear, rioting, and things of this nature. But make no mistake about it, alongside of that, and very quietly, the universe is speaking to people who, by necessity, are having to let go of the old ways and to embrace new understandings. And that's where the world is headed. Okay? All right. Risk.
They're already in both sides. They're already in the astral side and the human side.
Okay. CJ just reminded me to say that we're already on both sides, and we are. I wish I could convey that much more clearly to every one of you that are listening to this particular video. You're already connected to the universe, or you wouldn't be alive. But you have forgotten, because of the hypnotic spell of the nature of this world, you have forgotten that identity. And it cannot be discovered mentally and emotionally. Okay? It has to be allowed to reconnect, okay, with your sense of who you are. Okay, surrender. This is a real big one for a lot of people when it comes to spirituality. Surrender does not mean giving up things. It is letting go of control. Okay? When we are using the term surrender, we're not talking about throwing everything that you have achieved in your life, everything that you've accumulated, everything that you think at the moment is important from you. We're saying simply turn away from them as a source of your strength and your identity, and allow yourself to be filled with that part of yourself that you have been, in a sense, denying. Okay? It's putting a stop to the control of your life by the mind and the ego. It's very simple. A lot of people get hung up on this idea of surrender, thinking, I'm going to have to sell everything I've got, and I can't do this, and I can't do that, and I'm going to go live in a monastery. This is not what the universe is requiring at all. Okay? It's willing to let control, or let go of the control of your life by the things you feel are going to make you feel more secure and safer and more complete. No matter how much money you make, no matter how powerful and famous you may become in the eyes of the world, you will never feel whole if you stay in control. It doesn't work that way. Okay? It is allowing our ocean of consciousness to reabsorb us and becoming aware again of our infinite self. It is assuming that our true identity and consciousness, okay, and a realigning self with infinity, or the universe. Oneness is the experience of our expanded self. Okay? And then lastly, there is no death in oneness, only infinite awareness of all that we have been, already are, and already can be. Okay? If you look at most religious beliefs, philosophies, organizations, they all promise this release from the fear of death. Okay? And the problem is, though, no matter how they say this, they generally can't give you the experience of that. All right? And the reason for that is that you cannot give that experience through words or emotions. It is an awareness that you have to come to as you let go or surrender, okay, control, and allow this ocean of consciousness to fill you. And in that ocean of consciousness, you become aware of these things that are often promised by belief systems and religions and things of that nature. You understand in that experience what these words were trying to tell you. Okay, and they weren't bad words, they were well intended. But we're talking here about an authentic, real experience within yourself. not about a belief, not about a philosophy, not about a new religion. All right, we're talking about authentic, self-realization. Okay, returning home to yourself. All right, how do you return home to yourself? All right, practice silence. Meditate or calm the mind and emotions. Whatever way works for you is fine. There are many ways to do this. Focus on breathing and its rhythm is one of them. Okay? Notice the emptiness of thought and emotion when you are between sleep and wakefulness. Focus on the emptiness. Become aware of it. Okay? And then ask yourself this question. Do you ever see images before going off to sleep? Okay, when you close your eyes. Okay, and I'm not talking about imagination here. I'm talking about, do you see things? Okay.
In the silence.
In the silence. Do you see these things? Okay. We see better when the waters are not murky. When thoughts and feelings are murky, we cannot see or feel consciously. Okay, utilize that, as an understanding in your mind. Water that's disturbed you can't see clearly in. A mind that is filled with murky thoughts and feelings, you cannot see, okay, clearly in them. Okay, you cannot feel what is going on within inside of you. Meditation is simply turning within to become aware of how and what you feel. All right, because there is an infinite world in there to be experienced. Okay, and only you can allow that. Nobody can give that to you. CJ and I cannot give you the experiences that we have had and are having. We can tell you about them. We can hope that through the things that we share, that for some of you, you'll become more consciously aware of recognizing maybe experiences that you're having or that you have had. Okay. Hopefully it supports what you're going through. Okay? And again here, this is really an important thing. Okay, an important concept. Okay? Notice the separation between who you are, or who you think you are, and what you think and feel. There is a space between thought and feeling and this greater sense of yourself. Okay? It's not like your thoughts and your feelings, or your thoughts and emotions, it's not like they're the only thing that you are. Okay? Your ego wants you to think that that's it. It's just your thoughts and your emotions. But there is a space in the silence between who you are and who you think and feel, or think and emotionally feel that you are. Okay? Our guides in the universe are always waiting to assist us. The question is, are we listening? Are we wanting or even allowing them to help? Do we put contact with them first in our life, or are they pushed aside by the mind and the emotions? Okay? This will be the greatest revelation to you once you make contact with your feelings, with your guides, and you begin to experience and see the energy of the universe, okay, symbolically, is that you'll be surprised that it took you so long to get to this point. But everything that has happened to you in your life is important. Even what you might judge as being bad, it was absolutely necessary to get you to this particular point. Okay? All right. Our ego is not our friend when mind and emotions are dominated by it. Ego is also not your enemy. We need it. Okay? While we're over here in the school of this life, we need to have an ego. But when it's the only thing you identify with, then it's not your friend. Okay? Then it is cutting you off really from the source of life that you are. Okay? Don't allow the mind and emotions to dominate who you truly are. Okay? So again, practice the silence. Meditate in whatever way is comfortable for you. If these suggestions are helpful, utilize them, as a starting point. But find that place of silent reflection, and then allow the universe to communicate with you. Allow yourself to search. When you think, I used this example once in another video. We think of darkness as without any kind of light whatsoever. And yet the fact of the matter is that darkness is filled with all kinds of energy. Okay? And
Hello?
when you're in that space of feeling, okay, that you are alone, in that particular space, the truth of the matter is you're not at all. You're just not able to yet sense what is in there. Okay? All right. I have another slide here, the challenge of fear, and I think this could be the last one. All right. Fear will be a big hurdle. It'll be a big hurdle. Fear of the dark. A lot of us carry that over from childhood. Fear of emotions that we don't understand because we're afraid of admitting what we feel inside. Okay? So fear is a challenge to being able to allow yourself, to experience that greater sense of who and what you are. And it is extremely important, I've mentioned this in other videos, for your healing, your continued spiritual growth, that you are able to make contact with that greater part of yourself. Because a lot of the healing that needs to be done can't be done on this side. Okay? It's too traumatizing in some ways. It's too painful. All right? It's almost like the universe when you're in your body of light, which is what we've talked about before, anesthetizes you emotionally from the internal trauma that maybe some things in past lives or even this life, you've done. So just keep that in mind. It is normal for our ego to fear what we do not know or understand, but it is also unhealthy. We must learn to know self, ourself, our true self. This cannot be learned only through books. Okay? It has to be an experience. Many people fear self because of strong unconscious emotions. They try to be good without addressing the underlying turmoil. Okay? This is why so many people who are devout religiously often have the biggest, I guess you'd call them boo-boos. When I think about Jim Baker and I think about, what's his name, Jonestown, when I think about that gentleman, and I think about Jimmy Swaggart, all of these men that put themselves on a pedestal of being religious, spiritual, examples, and then they fell. And they fell because they weren't dealing with reality, the reality of humanness, the reality of, what we need and who we are, okay, per se. Okay? Again here, they try to be good without addressing the underlying turmoil. Okay? They may try to bury it under religious beliefs or positive thinking. Hypnosis can influence how we think, but cannot change who we are. To heal, we must become aware of who we are. Okay? We all have a great capacity for good and healing, or we can be destructive to self and others. This is the human condition. Okay? No need to deny it, but we can or we must understand it. The universe does not judge us. We judge self. Only mankind judges. This is one of the most amazing things that I experienced when I had the initial phases of my experience with my higher self, was that the further up that I went in the energy of that, the more I became consciously aware of the fact that I needed to leave all judgment, all opinions, everything that I thought I knew behind, because it didn't exist there. Okay? And what I realized was that the universe doesn't judge us. All right? It allows things to happen. We judge whether they're good or bad according to our emotions. But the truth of the matter is, everything that is happening is for our growth and for our good. It's the emotional identification that we place in it that causes the problem, because that creates judgment It creates bitterness, resentment, lack of forgiveness of self and others. It was very stunning to come to that realization. And for me, it was like being able to take off a dirty shirt. Okay? This whole experience that we're talking about here is to show you, hopefully, how to take off your dirty clothes. And in taking off those dirty clothes, you feel both naked in one sense, but you also feel reborn and clean. And this is what you want to have in your life. You want to have a sense of being clean again. Okay? Of having a clean slate. Okay? And then lastly here, our divided nature causes us to condemn the self. And that's what I just said, basically. Ego feels guilt at not being good enough. Because of this, we live in fear of life and self. It's like we trap ourselves with our thoughts and our emotions. And the simple answer to that is to let them go. Okay? To let go of them and to allow a deeper, richer understanding of who you are, why you're here. Become connected to your own teachers. Okay? The most important thing of anything that a teacher or teachers can share with you is to give you the strength to stand on your own, not to become dependent upon them, not to become dependent upon their views and their ideas, but for you to enter into your own relationship with that universal part of yourself that knows what you need to know, okay, for your life, and to allow that to lead you, okay? Allow the universe to lead and guide you to a fuller experience of life and to yourself and how you can benefit others. Okay? I hope that this video is something which will help you to understand whether or not you truly are feeling, okay? Or whether or not you're still stuck in your emotions and you're trying to find a way out, okay? This is the key. It really is one of the keys to getting out of being, stuck in your emotions. But it's something which you have to allow yourself to experience. Okay? And again, I'm hoping that, we were able here to share something with you that will create a spark. Okay? And I'm going to go down here one more time through these and make sure that I shared each slide with you. Okay, the first one was feelings are not emotions. Okay, very important to ask yourself that question. Are you a feeling person or are you an emotional person? We are infinity. You're already connected to the universe. It's not like you need to go anywhere and stop being who you are. It's like you have to let go of who you are and allow who you truly are to manifest itself. Okay? Risk unburdening yourself. Okay? Risk it. Returning home. Okay? Meditation. How important it is. And then the challenge of fear, which is the final straw, so to speak, in the dialogue here. Okay. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to, you can share it on the internet. If you are not a subscriber to the Knowing Whispers channel, we encourage you to join us here. We're going to be discussing many things relative to awakening and awareness, the body of light, spiritual growth, meditation, all these things. If you would like to, leave comments about the video itself. We'd like to hear from you on it. And, by all means, let us know what you feel and, what you're experiencing, because that inspires us to, ask our guidance about how we can be of service to you. Okay? From the love of my life, my spiritual partner, CJ, and from Toby and myself, thank you for watching, and I truly hope that you enjoy the video. Thank you again.